Imagine this. You're sitting on the couch binge-watching your favorite cartoon when suddenly, poof, your TV screen goes blank. You look up and standing in your living room is SpongeBob or Pikachu, or maybe even Homer Simpson holding a half-eaten donut and looking very, very confused. Sounds awesome, right? But here's the thing. If every cartoon character in the world suddenly came to life, the result wouldn't just be fun and games. It could get really weird really fast. Let's break it down. First, we need to figure out how these characters would exist in our world. Cartoons don't play by our rules. Bugs Bunny can survive being flattened by a giant anvil, while Wile E. Coyote runs off a cliff and doesn't fall until he realizes he's in midair. In real life, though, physics doesn't work like that. So if they came here, would they follow our rules of physics or theirs? If they followed ours, things would get messy immediately. For example, Tom and Jerry's violent chases. Yeah, Tom would be at the ER after 5 minutes. And SpongeBob? Sorry, but a talking sea sponge wouldn't last long outside the ocean. R.I.P., buddy. But if they brought cartoon physics with them, now we're in real trouble. Imagine a world where ACME rockets actually launch people through the sky, or where gravity pauses just because someone hasn't noticed they're floating. Cities would be chaos. One overly dramatic anime fight could level half a state. Second problem, population explosion. Think about how many cartoon characters there are. Every TV show, every movie, every comic book. Mickey Mouse, Naruto, Scooby-Doo, Elsa, Rick and Morty. The list is endless. If they all came to life at once, there'd suddenly be billions of new people on Earth. Where would they live? Where would they eat? You think New York is crowded now? Try adding an entire cast of Pokemon wandering through Times Square. And speaking of Pokemon, if they had their actual powers, there would be non-stop lightning bolts, fireballs, and psychic attacks happening on every street corner. Governments would have no idea what to do. Do they give SpongeBob a passport? Does Batman have to pay taxes? And who's legally responsible when Roadrunner crashes through a convenience store window at 90 miles per hour? Now here's where things get even scarier. Cartoon villains. For every fun character like Winnie the Pooh, there's a terrifying one like the Joker or Maleficent. Imagine every single cartoon villain suddenly roaming free in our world, with zero restrictions. Lex Luthor plotting world domination, Team Rocket stealing actual Pokemon, and Mojo Jojo trying to take over your hometown. The Avengers and Justice League might finally have to team up for real just to keep us safe. And don't even get me started on anime villains. One angry Dragon Ball Z fight could blow up half the planet, literally. But let's talk about society for a second. If cartoon characters lived among us, it wouldn't just affect safety, it would completely change our culture. Imagine going to school and having Goofy as your math teacher, or trying to explain TikTok trends to Shrek. The entertainment industry would completely collapse overnight. Why pay to watch cartoons when the characters can just show up in person? Disney World would basically become the entire planet. Even relationships would get strange. Would people date cartoon characters? Legally, could you even marry Bugs Bunny? These are the kinds of questions no one is ready to answer. Now here's the biggest twist. If cartoon physics came with the characters, humans might eventually start using it too. Imagine scientists studying Toon DNA and unlocking the ability to survive explosions, stretch like Elastigirl, or heal instantly like Wolverine. We'd essentially become part cartoon ourselves, creating a world that's half reality, half Saturday morning TV show. At first it would seem fun, but then, what even is reality anymore? When a giant talking dog is smarter than your boss, you might start questioning your place in the universe. So what's the final outcome? At first it would be hilarious. Selfies with Pikachu, brunch with Scooby-Doo, maybe even karaoke night with Elsa. But over time, the sheer chaos, overpopulation, destruction, villain takeovers, and collapsing economies would turn Earth into one giant cartoon battlefield. The line between fantasy and reality would disappear completely, and humans might not come out on top. What if your favorite cartoon character came to life? It's what would our world survive if they did? So which cartoon character would you want to meet in real life? Just one, no entire armies of them. Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this wild what if scenario, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Because unlike SpongeBob, I can't regenerate if I get squished by a falling piano. Until next time, stay curious, and maybe keep your TV turned off tonight.